Okay, I say, how are you doing today? I am your host, Lacey G. Soldier Turner, and today I have one of the most greatest actresses, with the scene stealing roles, producer, writer. She's been a part of many, many films, author. She's been in the entertainment industry for 2 decades, motivational speaker, Emmy nominated. Man, we got the wonderful, amazing, talented Chrystale Wilson. Welcome to the
Oh,
platform.
oh. Yeah. No.
She's great. You know what I'm saying? I had to give you the greatest introduction
Yeah.
because you are a great person. So let's get up into this interview. So my first question to you, where were you born and raised, and how was your upbringing as a child?
So I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm an ATLian, really, right? And but I was raised in Northern California from about the age of 5. I first moved to Oakland, California with my mother. And then I kind of went back, not, I shouldn't say went back and forth, but of course I was with my mother during the school year. In the summers, I would visit with my grandparents who, in Georgia and Florida. So I still had the best of both worlds, that West Coast, that fast, not, but entertainment side. And then I had the down home Southern, hey, you better go get
Pot of gumbo.
yes. Say, how was my upbringing? My upbringing was good, yeah, I had a good upbringing. I didn't grow up with both parents in the home, but I definitely knew both parents, and I was just privileged to have enough family members to kind of come together and just help bring me up into what you see today.
Okay. So what made you want to, after high school, what made you want to pursue law?
Okay, so I probably should still be pursuing law. I'm one of those people that I've always wanted to like. I always crusade for the underdog. Just it's just my thing. Like, I just have a problem with people, being met with different challenges, or maybe can't afford a lawyer, or I'm just really keen on things being fair. And so that kind of sparked my interest in that. But I still had this burning urge to be in the entertainment field, because I was like, gosh, but if I just become a lawyer, I'm probably gonna get bored, and I won't be able to visit that side of me that's a rapper at heart.
Mm-hmm.
So then I said I would do entertainment law. And yeah, so that's just it. I think that I initially wanted to be a veterinarian, but my mother would always be like, I don't know if veterinarians make enough money. So
Mom was thinking about that money.
Oh, and she's a teacher, wonderful teacher, been teaching forever. So I'm like, do teachers make that
money? How my mama. So I saw that you did, like you said, you pursued a rap career also. So what was your rap name? Was it Chrystale? What was your rap name?
Oh, so we'll address that. So no, it wasn't Chrystale. My rap name, I had several. When everything was Shaw this and Shaw that. Mm-hmm. So I was Shaw Fresh. It stood for sexy, heartbreaking, and fresh.
Okay.
Okay. Then I was, no, let me back up. I was Lady C initially. Then I went to Shaw. And I was Wicked. And then
so you had all of that.
Yeah, I ended my rap stint with the name Wicked. Yeah.
Did you start your rap like everybody back in the day? My name is Wicked, and I'm heard to say.
No, by the time I was Wicked, I was advanced. I was here in Atlanta, so my rap game, it was up. So I didn't feel like I had to shout it out that much. But I know you asked me, was my rap name Chrystale? And the funny thing is, a lot of people think that that's a name that I adopted, like when I got into the entertainment industry, but it's legit my name. So the thing, yeah, before the rappers made it what it is today, my mother was a friend my mother speaks 5 different languages, so she's a French major. And when she had me, my entire name is French. And she spelled it the way that she spelled it, so people would attempt to pronounce it like Chrystale, like the champagne.
Mm-hmm.
But honey, my family in Macon, Georgia was not thinking about that. They was thinking about Crystal hamburgers and so it just was Crystal. So my family, they do say Crystal. But as I got older, and I was like, my teachers would, say, well, Chrystale. And I was like, Mom, this, she was like, well, yeah, that's your name. And I'm like, we just plain old. And she's
I'm
like,
going
well,
around thinking it's Crystal now.
yeah, she was like, tired of debating with the family about it, and I just was like, okay. And she's like, but that is your name. So I was like, well, hello, that's what it is. That's what I'm gonna have people pronounce and say how they say my name correctly, So that is my legitimate name.
Okay, y'all heard that? That is her legitimate name.
Yeah, that's my government.
Okay, how did you meet the group Toni?
Oh my goodness. I love those guys. I love all of those guys. So I was living in Sacramento, California. And like I said, I lived in Oakland at one point, and they're from Oakland. And we call it all that just kind of like the Bay Area. So I worked for a gentleman named Robert Brookins. You may remember him. He was a singer as well as a producer. He sang the song Where's the Love with Stephanie Mills. And Robert and I were great friends, and he gave me a job at his studio called Sack Boy Productions. So I was his assistant there in exchange for like studio time and things like that. So they came through Sack Boy Productions to like record one of their albums. And initially, I became really cool with Dwayne, because Dwayne is more the wild one of the group.
Okay.
And so Dwayne and I, he was just like, oh, you're really cool. And, but it was ironically, it was never like anything like trying to holler at me. You know what I mean? I was always kind of little sis. So I would just hang out with them and all of that. And then Raphael and I became really close as years progressed. And then like Raphael became like a brother to me. So yeah, that's how I met them though.
Okay. Okay. And now, I know you've been a part of a lot of big films, a lot of things, Pandora's Box, Locked Up. But before P-Valley and all this, 25 years ago, you already know it was the cult classic, The Players Club. How did you get the role of Ronnie?
So that's a story I've told many times, but it's so funny because it still seems to surprise people and shock people to hear it. But I was still into my rap career. I was still pursuing being a rapper. I thought I was Little Kim before Little Kim. That was sexy, So I was like, yeah. So in the Bay Area, I had a group called Twice as Nice. It was me and one of my other girlfriends, and we would do little concerts like around in the Bay Area. So one of the groups that we opened for was NWA. We were like 16 and 17, but they didn't know, because of course they probably wouldn't have hired us to open. But so years later, fast forward, we had done, like I said, we did a couple concerts, opening at a couple concerts for them in the Bay Area. Fast forward years later, I'm in Atlanta. So I'm going to my job at a law firm, and I hear on the radio, they're like, yeah, we have this. Oh, no. Part of the story. So E40, who used to also come to Sackboy Studios and record, had a listening party in Atlanta. So I was like, oh, I'm about to go to this listening party. It's E40. So I go to the listening party, and Ice Cube comes through. So I'm like, oh, what's up? Hey, Ice Cube, this and that. And he was like, hey, you look familiar. And I was like, yeah, remember I used to open some shows for you guys back in the Bay Area. He was like, oh, he's like, well, you still rapping? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I gotta get my music to you. He was like, yeah. Make sure we exchange numbers before I leave. He was like, cause you live here now? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, I'm about to make a movie about the strip clubs here, so we need to exchange numbers. So I was like, okay. Got crowded, got crazy. We didn't bump into each other again. So then Fast forward, about 3 months later, I hear on the radio, oh yeah, Ice Cube's coming to town. He's looking. If you think you could be the next, this person, that person, Ronnie, vanilla, chocolate, da da da. Come down and audition. He's having auditions. So I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go to these auditions. I'm not thinking anything about acting. I'm like, I gotta go because I need to see Cube to get this information and get him my music. Because by this time I had another little tape, because that's when they was doing tapes still.
Was you Wicked? Was your name Wicked? Was your name Wicked?
Of course. So I was like, I gotta go because I gotta get in my tape. So I was working, by that time I was working 2 jobs. I was working at the law firm and I was working at this art gallery. So I was at the art gallery and I was telling them about it and they were like, oh, you gotta go. You know, we'll give you the time off so you could go, because they believed in my dream, honey, of me being a rapper. So I said, okay. So here I am in a business suit. I go down to this place called a Catfish Station, which was a restaurant for the audition. I see this long line wrapped around the building. I'm wanting to go in there and get my tape. Long story short, basically, I get up there and no Ice Cube. So I'm like, where the heck is Ice Cube? Who are these ladies? But they had given me the size to read for Diamond. But then when I got up there, the ladies like, oh yeah, we're just so tired of seeing people read for Diamond. Like, can you go back downstairs and ask them to give you the size for Ronnie? And I was like, am I gonna have to wait another 3 hours? Because I was there for 3 hours. They were like, no, you can come right back up. So I get the size for Ronnie, and it was like 6 feet tall, muscular build with cornrows and brown.
Nothing like you.
I was like, oh, so they playing. They want to play. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll entertain it. So I go back up there and I learned the lines, but in the middle of the audition, I just broke out in a rap. And they were like, what's going on? And because I was like, okay, you know, whatever, it's not gonna hurt because I'm really here to rap anyway. And they were like, oh my God. They were like, that's like the best audition we saw. Can you come back tomorrow? So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll come back tomorrow, because I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna call Ice Cube. Ice Cube gonna be here tomorrow. Still no Ice Cube. Oh yeah. Oh look, and the rest is history. I finally met Ice Cube. Finally, like.
You're like, where's Cube?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So you got the role of, you know, Ronnie, one of the, like I said, scenes still in character, you know, like. She was just to me vindictive and evil. I loved it, you know. So I heard a lot of stuff. So was there any tension on set between you and Lisa Ray?
So, you know, people ask that question, and I will say the answer is yes. But the reason being, because I adore her. You know what I'm saying? I adore her. I think highly of her, being another African-American actress or actress. I like to be called actress still. Yeah. I my whole, since I was a little girl, I was like, I can't wait to be an actress. I just like the way it sounds. Yes. Then they gonna start putting actor on.
You're an actor.
But, you know, we were young. We were both in our 20s, and just at that time, roles for us were very difficult to come by. It was just tension for, I think, those reasons as well. Just feeling like you gotta compete, feeling like it was almost like, and it seemed, I would say, I must speak for myself. It seemed during that time that if you had an attitude or you were bitchy, you were working. Like a lot of the people in the industry, they just kind of had this air about them and this like, oh. So, but I wasn't cut from that cloth, because I'm Southern. Hey, how you doing? You know,
yeah.
Like, girl, you know what I mean? So, but Lisa Ray was very LA. Like, she was from Chicago, but she had adopted kind of the LA demeanor. And for me, that wasn't my thing. And so for those reasons, it was just a difference in who we are as people, and not knowing how to really, and not having the emotional intelligence at the time, at that age, to really just, like how now, like we'd be like, girl, let's go have drinks, let's go have dinner, let's go have a great time. But yeah, there was some moments of tension, but nothing major, no real juice.
Okay, yeah, it's good that y'all, you know, the two Black queens got through that. You know, it's good to see y'all.
Yeah, Yes,
together
yes,
and
yes.
stuff. So what was I guess give me two of your favorite scenes from the Players Club. You know, that's the cult classic.
Oh God, okay. So two of my favorite scenes were probably the two most difficult scenes for me to take. And it was because so much kind of went wrong, but then to see how they came out so strong, I was like, okay, I'm glad I pushed through, because it's a moment of where you're like, oh my goodness, am I gonna break down? Are they gonna hate me and fire me? So one of them is the scene with the cops, because a lot happened.
The spanking. Was that the spanking?
The spanking, and the fact that how strong it came off, and how that is like one of those scenes that they made the gif out of it, that they, they have me coming down, all right, so, but that was a tough scene to film, and a tough scene to get through, not because of the dialogue or anything, but because of just everything that happened building up there. I wasn't even supposed to film that scene that day. I had been, Fatima, who's an amazing, amazing choreographer. We had practiced for like 2 weeks, this routine that was supposed to go all around the room. I was sliding underneath chairs and picking up. Like, we had done that. I'm talking about, I had bruises on my back from this routine work out. Like, it was supposed to be amazing. In the cat suit that I had on, I was supposed to snatch that off, and underneath it was a little round. Honey, what ended up happening is, whatever scene they were supposed to film that day, some of the equipment or something didn't come in. Oh no, I remember what it was. Speaking of tension, we maybe go there later. But anyway, so that was one of the moments of tension.
Okay.
So I was rushed into to have to film that scene. So Ice Cube was like, hey, listen, I really need you. I need you to come. How do you feel about filming your dance scene today? And I was like, of course, I'm not going to say no, because
exactly.
Like, major thing. I'm like, yes. And inside I was dying. But the wardrobe was not ready, because they hadn't finished making the breakaway suit. It was still just a black cat suit, just a plain black cat suit. So they weren't finished with that. So the room that they were going to film that scene in, it was not available. It was a totally different room, which limited where I couldn't do the routine first at all. So he was like, oh yeah, there's one other thing. You got to dance on this table.
Just throwing stuff at you.
What? Like, I don't have a room. Like, what am I about to do? I don't even know what I'm going to do on this table. I have on this suit that, so they spray painted those stripes on to give the suit a look, because it was just, like I said, it wasn't finished. So I put the suit on. They spray painted those stripes on me. So underneath that, my body was silver. Okay. That's number two. They had started making it a breakaway suit. So in the middle of me dancing, it was breaking away in the crotch.
Oh.
Yeah. And I didn't know. And they cut. And I was like, wow, that was 5.
People got a peep show.
Yes. Okay. In like the real peepish area. So then that happened. Then one of the just getting up on that table, if you look, those boots were super duper high. And I got up on the table, and my heel misjudged, and I fell.
Oh,
and
my
God. I fell. I'm doing this. Why? I don't know why I was punching. I felt like I was being attacked by the table. So I hit like 3 of the extras. That happened. Then the paddling. Q was like, no, I really just need to swing on him. I need you to swing on him. And I'm like, okay, but I don't want to hurt him. Like, no, don't worry about it. It's like this foam, it's not going to hurt him. I'm like, okay. So I swing, the paddle breaks, flies off in the air, and knocks another extra in the head. That happened. It was one after another. It was just the most difficult scene to get through. So when we finally got through it, it was like everybody started clapping. And I was just shocked and honored, because I was like, I just felt like such, just like a buffoon. But
it turned out great.
Yeah, I felt crazy. And so then the other one would be the fight scene, and just obvious reasons on that, because we rehearsed it, but it's difficult to rehearse a fight and know how it's gonna go. Like break, like that mirror that broke. That wasn't supposed to really happen at the time when it happened, and it because of the tension, probably I got pushed into the mirror sooner than I should have been pushed into the mirror. It was little things like that. Like I had a blood capsule in my mouth that I was supposed to be holding. I'm sorry, excuse me.
It's okay.
And I had a blood capsule in my mouth that I was supposed to be holding to another time. But because when I got pushed into the mirror, it caused me my mouth to like hit. So that I was like, I'm just gonna do it right here. Like because I can't keep holding this in my mouth and trying to swing. But it when you look back at it, it came across great.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel rage when y'all was doing a fight scene when they were like, did you still want to go?
You know what? I didn't feel rage, but because your natural reaction is like, if something, because I wasn't expecting that, my natural reaction was to react like and push her. And I like pushed her, and then she fell. And then I remember it was like, cut. And I was like, wow. And he was like, yeah, so she's supposed to win the fight. Like, that's not how that's supposed to go.
You're not supposed to win, Ronnie, now.
Right, I wasn't supposed to knock her down right there. So, but it looked good. And I got through it. So yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's one of the, just like I said, the cult classics. Everybody love it. It's 25 years later, still to this day, So you're a part of history.
No, it is 25.
Yep, 25. Yep. But you also are the first minority woman, to produce a union independent film with groupies. Can you tell me about that film? And how did that feel?
How did it feel when I was doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what did I get myself into? No. Of course, there are things that I've accomplished, not just in my career, because, of course, I feel like my career is a drop in the bucket when you look at what other actresses, of course, are accomplishing. But in my life, the things that I've done, when I look back at them, I'm like, dang, really, you did that. Like, I've done some pretty amazing things in my life, but I'm just doing them. And then I don't even realize it. And then I just look up and I say, okay, that's what they talk about when they say, look at God. Like, I had absolutely nothing to do with that accomplishment, really. I just was doing my thing, So, it just felt like, hey, I'm doing what I need to do. I want to produce this movie. I want to produce it correctly. I want people that are involved with this movie to feel what I felt when I was on the set of Players Club, and like how Ice Cube and the producers of that film, how it's supposed to be when you do this. Like, yeah, it's hard work, but the outcome and the benefit of it is you can be in the union. You could join the union at the end of the day, and you could continue on this career path. And if you really want to do this, I didn't want to just do a film. It just kind of be real guerrilla style. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. Absolutely, that's fine. But I just wanted them to start taking people in the South more seriously, as far as when it came to filmmaking and things like that, because they didn't take us seriously. And that's why I call my production company Porch Monkey Productions. And a lot of people used to say, why is the name of Porch Monkey? That's because y'all think we're a bunch of porch monkeys down here. You know what I mean? We can do things, and it's a lot of talented cameramen and grips and DPs, and not just to highlight that. So yeah.
Okay, I know you worked on like a couple box office hits. What was it like working on Think Like a Man and Creed?
Amazing. It was a great experience because I love working behind the scenes too. Because the thing about behind the scenes is you are judged based on your performance, like your work ethic and really what you do. And that's kind of it. But when you're in front of the camera, there are a lot of other things that come into play, a lot more politics that come into play when you're auditioning for in front of the camera. And so that's why I do enjoy doing behind the scenes. Creed was good because the director, come on now, and I'm so mad because it's just like my mind, what they call it, a brain fart.
Yes,
Gosh,
I already know.
Who? What'd you say, honey? Did you freeze up?
No. I said I know what you mean with the brain
Yeah,
farts.
the guy who did Black Panther, because I worked with him on Creed, and it was his first, no, it was his second film he directed, because he came out with oh, this is gonna annoy me. What was his name? It's gonna come to me. But be able to work with him when he was getting started in his career, sitting down at the table, just knowing that the humility that this young man displayed, but the talent, oh my God, and just to see his growth, I'm just like looking like, wow, that's
Ryan Coogler.
Yes, God. Yeah. When I tell you, one of the kindest, wisest young man, and just and the fact he was married then, and just the strength in that union, and like I said, we literally sat shoulder to shoulder, and he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be doing more stuff, and I was like, you are, but who knew it was gonna be Black Panther?
I know, right?
Yeah, but yeah, amazing.
Yes. One of the most monumental films of all time.
Period.
So I write and direct films, and I do music also, so as I've been coming up, I've been seeing a lot of this. So can you tell the people about some of the politics that goes on in the industry?
Shit, every time I think I know what they are, they change. So, they used to say, the saying is, it's who you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only who you know, it's who says they know you. Right. I know a lot of, but people have to say, the people that have to say your name in the right rooms, in the right environments at the right time. And it's all of those things. It's all of those layers. Because you'll be like, dang. I used to do this, and I don't anymore. Thank you so much for the growth. But I used to always say, dang, how'd she get that? And because it's just people that say that they don't do it, they're lying. Okay, they lying. No. We all have those moments of like envy and questioning. Well, how they get it? And I can do that better than that. And that. Right place, right time, right people, everything. The stars aligning, things being and what's for you is for you. Right. What is for you? That's just it. So yes, always going to be politics. Always going to be politics.
So
the only thing that I think that you could really do is, because when I changed my energy, I really changed my life. I really, really did. I didn't. That's saying when like, there's no such thing as small parts. There's only small people. That's true. If you think small and you think not so much of yourself, then you always looking and thinking somebody got more and thinking somebody's doing better. And sometimes they're really not.
Real talk. So, Miss Chrystale, one thing that I love about you, people who I follow, like actors, artists, or whatever, I love that you're no stranger to struggle. You're not afraid to share your story about what you've been through. So can you tell me about, I guess, the topic that you always talk about, humble but not crumble?
So I think a part of that is like what we touched on just now. Just a time in this career where you just beat yourself up, or you just like feeling like, okay, why am I not this person? And being almost ashamed and not grateful for what you do have, because you feel like everybody else feel like you should be further along. You should be doing this person doing this. Why you not doing that? You should be doing that. But nobody knows your path but you. Nobody knows what with what's coming into you, but you. And once you just like remove all of that, like you can just go places unimaginable because you unbothered. That's I think that's where unbothered come from. Humble, crumble, but not humble, but not crumble. Like I'm not broken down. Like there's things that happened in my life that have humbled me, but not broken me. And it's just, I think it just made me a better person. And instead of letting situations make me bitter, I let them make me better.
Mm-hmm. So what are some things that you do personally to empower women?
That I do personally, I think because I really am honest with where I am now in my life. And I think a lot of what is going on right now with women is we are coming into an era of transparency and being very vocal about what we want. Because there was a time where people would have especially women, we felt like we had to have the cookie cutter answer to people ask us, what do you want to do in life? What do you see yourself in the future? What do you, and like somebody said, what do you vision yourself doing 5 years from now? I'm like, let me tell you something. Anything I could tell you is probably too small for what God got for me. So I'm not even going to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So I think about being transparent, being honest about what it is that you want, and being open to about what it is that you're worthy of. And so I try to live my life like that. And that is what I think inspires women. Like you see me, anytime I get a break, I don't care if it's 2 days, I'm on somebody beach island somewhere. That's what I want to do with my time and money. Some people may want to shop. Some people may want to be getting red bottoms. Some people might want the bags, to carry the bags and have the jewelry. Like, I no longer feel like that is what I have to do for people to feel like look at what she got on. What is that she wearing? I thought she was in a place. I used to feel like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look what she driving. Ain't she doing? Honey, it does not bother me at all. How about I drive a van and I love it. I got it. I bought it because I wanted a van. For a long time, I wouldn't get a van because I felt like, hold on. Like, Joanna, sorry, I know this is your pod.
That's all good.
Okay. Hi, Joanna. They're out there. Okay, someone's coming out. Thank you. Okay, bye. Sorry about that. That's Uber Eats.
It is all good. Order me something. I was playing.
I know. But what was I saying? I don't even know.
You was driving a van. You was driving a van.
Yeah. And because so from my production, the production side of my life, they would always rent me a van. And so I would have a van for like months and, at a time. And then whenever I would have to turn in the van, I would be kind of like sad. Cause I'm like, dang, I have room all in the back. Cause see, I do a lot of home improvement stuff. Like that's where my money goes. Like I'm not a clothes person or nothing like that.
Just like me, you simple. I like simpleness.
House stuff. Let me see a piece of furniture I want to buy. So I need something I could throw my furniture in and have, and I don't want to wait on a delivery.
Yes.
So I would be like, okay, I can't put it in this Mercedes, So how about during the pandemic, they had all these cars like on sale, like low. I said, I'm about to buy me a van. And I love it. I jump out of it like it's a Maybach.
Van back music. I
don't even have no kids. I had a mom van. I don't care. Time that like I said, my 20s and my 30s, I really was like, I gotta have this Mercedes. And that's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. It's what like I had to have for for people to take me seriously as an actress.
No, I love your personality, Miss Chrystale. I love it. You remind me of me. So tell the people about your books that you have written.
So I have a Sex Appease. It came out in actually 2012, but it's a cookbook, and it's also a book about like my erotic adventures in life. So I will be releasing an audio version of the book. So that's another thing that's happening in the pipeline. I'm finished with the portion of my audio portion, but I just have to, did you know an audiobook is almost like a like mixing and mastering a record?
Yes, I know. Yeah.
But I'm glad you do, because I didn't. I just thought I was just gonna get on like
I don't.
oh, we need you to mix this down. We need a master copy. So I've been in the studio in my free-ish time trying to do that.
Okay. And tell the people about your spices, stuff seasonings.
So stuff seasoning, my friends, they harass me about, and I really wish that, Lacey, that I had now this is one thing I would say. I wish that I had the means to put the things out the way that I would love to have them put out. But more so than that, have this is why I say about knowing the right people and the right people saying they know you. Because I work with Master P on a couple projects. Look at what P is doing right now.
You got noodles.
Got wrap chips. And I'm like, Master P, can I get a wrap snack? Can I will you get behind my seasoning? But it's like, again, right place, right time. And it just, because really that's what it needs. It just needs that push. I'm not about to be in my kitchen just shaking up seasoning. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Even though it's delicious, I tried to and people that tried it, they love it. And they're like, oh my God, can I get some more? And I'm like, okay, so what month do I have available? Yeah, I was trying to get McCormick behind it. Come on, it's McCormick.
Exactly.
But it's Master B, call me. DM me, Master.
Hey, Carla, you doing your thing? You got the money.
They need these seasonings, baby. They need these stuff seasoning. They are delicious.
Okay, Miss Chrystale. So you've been in this industry for years. What has been your greatest challenge?
My greatest challenge. Oh my gosh, social media.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Well, because I was slow to get on social media because I come from a different type of era where we were more private. Just when I was younger, when I was coming up, when I first got into like acting, it was more kind of like we were more exclusive. We didn't put a lot of our business.
Yes.
The goal was like, that's why you have publicists and people like to cover up stuff that you were going, But now it's like everything. They want to see everything. They want to know everything. They're like, all publicity is good publicity. But it was a transition for me. It was really hard for me because also for other reasons, but because I was very private. I was kind of taught to be discreet and not let people know everything. And so I think that I allow for pockets of opportunities to be missed because I didn't get into Instagram or Facebook or any of that when everybody else was getting on. So that's why I have like 60,000 followers. People that started in the game the same time as I did have like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million.
Right, yes.
And I'm over here struggling. TikToker that just got on last week got more followers than I do. But it's like, but it's that thing. So I would think that's one of my challenges. And also, having people again in your ear telling you how to do something like that. Like, oh, you shouldn't post this. You should post this. You should not do this. You should make it because it's your marketing tool and this. And I just don't want to think that hard about that stuff because I'm like, really, shouldn't this be fun? Like,
exactly. Yes.
Think about every little thing that I'm posting, but it's like it is like every little thing you do, every little thing you say, you don't want to offend anybody, you don't want to post the wrong thing. Like that's a lot for me. That's challenging for me because I'm just a free spirit. I'm not out here to hurt anybody or offend anybody, but damn, like what happened to freedom of speech? You cannot.
Yes. Sensitive. Everybody's so sensitive. Cancel culture.
Everybody is just And it's just so much. It's like, y'all must not have no bills. Like, I just have bills and they come every first of the month. Right. And I have to really think about them, make sure that's on time. I just have too many other things in my life to think about than to be like, when I'm trying to do some of my fun time or my free time, or when I'm drinking, or when I'm with, and I'm saying something.
Did you hear what Chrystale said? She called somebody a B in the club. No.
Like, yeah, it's too much. And people laugh at me because I'm like, they're like, oh, you don't really want to go. I've never really been a big partier anyway. But a lot of that is now because it's too much. I don't know who's recording. I don't know. I don't want to have to think about, okay, if I just have a little bit too much to drink, somebody might capture that. Then next thing you know, I'm a drunk with no job. God knows I'm not about to have nothing designer. I'm about to have on some cheap shit that I
and she's driving a van.
she's just doing bad out here in these streets. You know, it's just so much. I want to think that hard. If I go somewhere, I have a good time. I want to be able to say what I want to say. So I limit my people. I got my tribe. And I really just don't do too much of the people are like, oh yeah, this premiere and this because I'm not going.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, because I'm just not gonna
go. Okay, so what would you say has been your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment would let's see, greatest.
It's been a long time.
I really have several. But I would say maybe the greatest is just some of the things that I have overcome to continue to grow and just become my best version of myself. I don't believe that I'm going, you know how some people be like, oh, I'm getting older, I'm slowing down, I'm just not there. Like, I feel like, oh my gosh, every year my birthday's at the end of this month, and I just feel like Jesus, and I feel great, and my energy is up. I feel like I'm looking pretty all right, body's up, and I got all my faculties, and I'm just good. Like, but I have overcome some things, and that maybe would have taken some people just like it down, like they would have been like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna come back from that, or that was a real major hit. I don't know if I'm gonna, that they will be able to bounce back the way that I have. So I think my greatest gift is my resilience.
I like that. Great answer. Do you still get people, I guess, when they see you in public, calling you Ronnie and all that type of stuff?
Of course. They know Ronnie before they know my real name.
Ronnie!
It's so okay, because I know some people really get offended by that, but I don't, because I feel like I'd rather be remembered for something than people be like, I know her from somewhere, but I just don't know where. You know what I'm saying? Or
it's like, I don't know.
That movie, The Horse. No. Yeah, so yes, I love it because, and I'll even look at it and I'm saying, like, for Halloween every year it's so like hundreds of people that dress like Ronnie. They don't dress like anybody else from the movie. They don't dress like Bernie Mac, even that was like Dollar Bill was my people, they don't dress like Diamond. They don't dress, it's Ronnie. So I was, for them to say Ronnie, I was like, great, I'm glad you remember me.
I wanted to ask you that too. So when you said you got casted, how did, like, the character didn't look like you described. So did you create that character on your own, like how she was gonna look?
It was a collaborative effort, but a lot of it was was me, and just from me being in Atlanta and being able to go to strip clubs. Once I got the role, I was like, I'm going into these strip clubs and I'm about to just start people really watching. I'm gonna really watch these women, and I knew a couple dancers that were gay, that were pimps, and I just was like, okay, this is who I'm gonna. And I became good friends with one. Her name was Smokey. Smokey probably still out there. I just kind of, I was like, okay, watch the mannerisms. And I was like, okay, how's this? So that was kind of that part of it, kind of getting that. But as far as how she looked, the wardrobe, Dahlia, I'm still great friends with her. I was just with her a few months ago in LA. Dahlia was our costume designer. And she was like, okay, because Lisa Ray and I aren't that much different in size, but it appears like I'm so much bigger than her. But all my clothes were 2 sizes too small. And my heels, if you look at the movie, my heels were like super high, and she had on like kitten heels to kind of give that difference in height. So it was just things like that. The blonde hair came about because we both have, similar color hair. And then with us both being fair skinned, Cube really had to fight for me to get that part too. Because we're like, oh, they look too much alike. And yeah, we really, don't know. And he was like, but she's the best. Like, she's the best candidate. And me, Monica Calhoun, and Lisa Ray, we all auditioned together. So it is amazing that we all got cast, because they had gone in and auditioned. Like, it was a group of a room full of people, and they said, okay, we need you to go, if you're reading for Ronnie, go find you an Ebony and a Diamond to come in the room and audition. Well, like I said, me being from Atlanta, nobody wanted to audition with me. Yes. No, everybody in their groups, and I was like, I'm a Everybody need a Ronnie. Then everybody's like, yeah, no, we don't. Yeah. And Monica came back out. She had gone in and she auditioned. She came back out and she was like, did anybody read with you? And I was like, yeah, no, I don't have anybody. And she said, she said, okay, I'll read with you. And I'm about to go get somebody else. And for your diamond, so you could go in and audition. And I was like, oh, okay. And she went and got Lisa Ray. And they went back in with me. And we ended up
all three. There you go.
Yeah. See, they was trying to count me out.
But you rose above.
That happened. Yep. So that it's just, it came full circle.
Okay. So what advice would you give to someone who's trying to get into the entertainment industry?
Boo, Lacey, boo. No, I'm just kidding. They always ask me that question. This is really my honest answer. Because of social media, there are so many ways that you can get into it, that there's no formula. There used to be a formula. It used to be get you some headshots, go to casting calls, get you an agent. It was kind of a formula that you could follow, and that was the answer. But now it's so many things you could do to break into it, get into it, go over it. My advice would be life advice that will work in any industry that you want to get into. Thick skin. This industry requires for you to hear a lot of no's, and it's hard to be egotistical. So this is why it's an industry that's like, it's really, you have to have balance. So that would be my advice. Have balance, because you need to have a certain look and have a certain confidence about yourself to do this. But you also have to have a tough skin, because you got to hear no a lot. And so you can't allow your ego to supersede your talent, because if you're talented, you just got to know that eventually it's going to happen for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a balancing act. This business is a real balancing act, and just not to get frustrated, because it can be very frustrating. You just hang in there. And if you get frustrated. And if you are only banking on your looks, this is not the business for you.
Facts. That part. That part. That.
If you're thinking about the looks gonna get you there, and your attitude ain't right, it's not the business. It's not the business for you.
All right.
Because that's why there's so many people that are, you see so many entertainers that become alcoholics or become drug addicts or take their own lives or just do reckless behavior, and it's because their ego, and they have to they don't know how to come down. They don't know how to have soft landings, because everything is not going to always be up and stuck for you. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna have our ups, but you're gonna have your downs, and it's about how you handle your downs. That's really the true tell-all of how you gonna survive and make it in this business.
Right.
You have to know how to have a soft landing.
Facts. Yeah, I see that you're dropping them jewels. So let me ask you this: do you have anything coming up that you would love to promote?
So of course I'm on All the Queen's Men.
I love that show.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I love it.
I do too. Eva is amazing. Everybody on the show is a pleasure to work with. That's real talk, and that's rare talk. They are everybody, because some people, like, even the guys, like, well, everybody. It is such a good set to be on. As crazy as that set is, and as crazy as that show is,
I love it.
It's a family. It is a family. And I feel like you're only as strong as your lead in your head. And Eva is just, she's a doll, you know what I mean? But she don't take no mess.
She don't take no mess now.
You know she from Compton. No. But she raises the bar, and I love that, because she challenges me as an actress, and so that's why we can have those scenes that we go, she's like, yeah, and so it's fun. It's a fun show to work on. And Christian Key, he's dope too. So yeah, I think they're gonna write me in a little more. So I want y'all to stay tuned and keep watching.
They need to. That's right. Put Chrystale in there more. That's what we need more, bro.
Stay tuned. But yeah, that's coming up, and that's fun. Gosh, what other? It was something else. I have so many crazy things. Just stuff. But the audio book, stay tuned for that. All the Queen's Men. I just wrapped behind the scenes a project called Genius for Disney Plus. Day before yesterday, so that's coming. But yeah, just keep looking, watching, listening, learning.
Okay. So my last question I love to ask all my guests: when it is all said and done and you are long gone from this earth, what is it that you want the people to know about Chrystale Wilson?
She was a bad mama jamma. No.
She's a bad mama jamma. No.
I put out, look. Let me find out. You just an old night.
Indeed, that was.
Yeah, really. What I want them to remember.
She's long gone, man. Who was Chrystale?
Well, who was she? Oh, that's a layered question. Just, tried and true, honey, because I've been tried. But that I'm not I've never ever been a fake friend. I am somebody that you truly can depend on. And I think that's what I would want people to remember, that I was dependable, and I was a dependable person, and I was a really loyal friend. And that's good. That's good enough for me. I already look. They always gonna remember me for being Ronnie.
It ain't going nowhere.
And that in itself is a great feeling. That's just like, Pam Grier, you gonna always, no matter what, you're gonna always remember Pam Grier. It's just that thing you're gonna always remember. So yeah, so I'm not, hey, I'm good. I'm good with what they remember me for when I'm living, because you know when you die, that people.
Yeah, that's why you need to get your flowers while you're here. Give you your flowers
And
while you're here.
I do. I get them. If I have to give it to myself, I get them. But
Yeah.
like I said, I have good family, I have good friends, and they really bless me on a regular. And I just have really great people around me. And I'm just so thankful for that, because not a lot of people can say that. A lot of people have people around them that's just taking, especially when you're in a certain position, because they think, oh, well, she the actress, she the this, she the that. And so, you know, you find these people that are drained, but I'm fortunate enough to have people that pour into me, and I'm that's amazing.
So let the people know where they can find you at, Miss Chrystale.
Okay, that I'm finally on. Yeah, so can I get
Can she get some more fun?
So it is Chrystale the Prototype, and it's CHRYSTALE the Prototype. That is what I am on Instagram. And then on Facebook, I am Chrystale Wilson. And I'm something on Twitter, but I'm never on Twitter.
He said I'm something on Twitter, but I ain't on there for that.
No, Chrystale Pro, but I'm never on Twitter.
What about TikTok?
Ever. I'm not on TikTok.
Yeah.
I need to get on TikTok. She was like, I'm gonna sign you up for TikTok, and she probably did sign me up for a TikTok account. I haven't TikTok yet, okay? So
I ain't TikTok. Make sure you follow me, Chrystale, on Instagram.
Okay.
I need some followers too.
Okay.
G Souldier. You see that G Souldier? That's how you spell it with the U.
Okay. I got it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Okay, so you send me a message so I will remember.
Okay, I got you. All right, Miss Chrystale. Look, I want to thank you. You are inspiration. I love everything about you. Look, I'm manifesting this. I'm gonna work with you. You know, like I tell you, I write and direct movies too. I love your personality. We are going to work together. I believe it.
I look forward to it. Stay diligent. Stay diligent. Yeah. I'm serious. That's key. That is key. Yep.
Yes. Like I put go ahead. And I said, go ahead.
No, I said you can manifest this, you can manifest your movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man, God is amazing. Last year, one of my sons got nominated for the Hollywood Music Awards, and so I was in Los Angeles. I got my plaque on my wall and everything. So
yes,
yeah, awesome. I feel blessed. I feel blessed, and just interviewing you and your personality and the way you think, it shows me that I'm headed in the right direction.
Fabulous, Lacey. Well, I appreciate your time, no and get back to my Saturday.
All right, and I will let you know when I drop this article and the interview also. Thank you very much.
Fabulous. Okay. All right. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.